It's been 2 years since those unforgettable scenes when the Taliban took back Afghanistan. 1,500 Afghans arrived here on evacuee visas because their work for our government put them at risk. But while they're building lives in New Zealand, some say they won't find peace until their families are safe here as well.
My name is Sharifa Ahmadi, and here I live with my husband and a 1.5 years daughter, and I'm expecting the second baby as well. It is 1 year and 8 months that we came to New Zealand. Like, we were in a Kabul. Suddenly we hear the shotgun, and they said, Taliban, just take Kabul. We saw that the Taliban, they are on their vehicles, having the guns, and that was a dark day in my life. Yeah. From that day onwards, the time which I lived in Afghanistan, it was on completely darkness. It was nightmare. We couldn't sleep that night. So early morning, we just had our own clothes and a backpack. And we went to the airport. We saw that lots of people are sitting on the ground. The US troops are over there, and Taliban military is this side. And they said, you just sit here among the other people. I say, who will take all of us?
The first group of New Zealand citizens and their families, alongside some other visa holders, have been successfully evacuated from Afghanistan and will arrive in Auckland this afternoon.
I got a message from a coworker, you're eligible. We filled the applications, we sent them back, but it took 1.5 months. We didn't hear back from them. And finally, we just emailed, this is a very tough situation. Why you're waiting so much? Then we got a visa. I became so happy. I just jumped. I moved around the house. I was shouting. I was hugging my husband, and we said, finally we got a way to go out. At least we will not have a fear of being alive over there. So maybe we'll have a peaceful life over there. And my baby will go to school. Because if she will live in Afghanistan, there is no school for her. So look, the fresh weather, good people, everything is here. Just the family is not here, which they are in trouble. Yeah, we feel it's home. It's safe.
My name is Muhammad Zubair Karimi, and currently I'm living in Auckland. I'm a permanent resident of New Zealand. I came from Afghanistan, November 2021. I was working as associate attorney in a law firm. That was a law firm, worked for the NATO companies, and our work was mostly with the international agencies. Yeah, the life was very comfortable, and we got a normal life there. I've got my own house in Afghanistan, and it was newly built before the Taliban came. All the roads were closed. The traffic was there. Everyone was running on the road. Everyone was shouting that Taliban came, Taliban came. My employer said that, I think it's done. Today might be the end of our work. One of my colleagues, whom she was cooking for us, and she was crying, saying that I feel that we will never see again each other. And that happened. I didn't see her again after that day. From the moment that we landed in New Zealand, I was thinking that I am in a desert alone. Feeling of loneliness. I'm very much thankful from the New Zealand government as a whole, that New Zealanders, specifically, that they accept us as their own people. I'm very thankful. I still want to see my sisters. I don't want to hear that my sister is in Afghanistan and she is suffering from the situation in there because of me. Family unification is very important for me. It's not only physical settling somewhere, but mentally you have to be settled somewhere.
Well, senior reporter Laura Walters, who's been working on the story, is here with an exclusive announcement from Immigration Minister Andrew Little. So what's happened since you filmed that?
Yeah, so it's been 2 years since these 1,500 evacuees came to New Zealand, and just now the government has decided to give them a pathway to bring their family members to New Zealand. So they've opened the refugee family support category to these people. So, yeah, eventually their family will be able to settle here as well.
So you've been talking to the Minister. Let's take a look at exactly what he had to say.
It was pretty apparent that because they weren't refugees in the formal sense, they weren't getting the rights and benefits that other refugees get, and we agreed with them. We thought actually that isn't quite right, so we've opened up that category of visa so they can get family members out.
Wow, OK, so Laura, what's been the reaction from Sharifa and Mohammed and the rest of the Afghan community that you've been working with?
Yeah, so the government has just made this announcement, just made this decision, so the news is still filtering out to the wider community. But I've had a chance to speak to those people I spoke to. And in the case of Sharifa, for example, I mean, just last month her brother was stabbed on the street in Bamiyan province, essentially left for dead. So she feels that danger to her family there is incredibly real. So when I shared with her this decision from the government, she said it's great news. Essentially, it will change their lives.
Yeah, it will change their lives, but the problem is that it's not a quick fix, is it?
No, there's a significant backlog in these types of visas. So while they have some certainty here that their family will eventually be able to come, it could take another 2 or 3 years. So they're going to have to hold on for a little longer.
OK, Laura Walters, thank you so much for your reporting on this issue. So that's a relief for the families.